evening, everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and tonight we're going to have lots of fun making a gift card holder that you can use for the holidays or for any time you want to give a little gift card or a tiny gift and you need the perfect packaging. I'd like to welcome you guys from all over the country and all over the world. I'm just looking at the comments right now, and I see people from one of you is from Ireland and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you waited up. I can't even tell you how much that means to me. Oh, wow. And the UK, and oh goodness, everybody's coming in and populating the room, and I'm so excited to see you all. I really am. So tonight, the last couple of lives, I haven't really had a topic. That doesn't mean I haven't been feeling stuff, right? I'm sure you guys are feeling stuff too. And there's just all kinds of anxiety and stress all over the place all the time. Can't even go near social media unless you're going to a card making forum, then it's okay. So, starting today, we need to kind of forget about what was. We need to appreciate what still is. And we need to start looking forward to what's next. We just can't kind of just live in all of this stress. So I'm going to be looking forward to the holidays and maybe doing a little decorating around the house and continuing to make holiday cards and really getting started on some of my Christmas shopping. So I don't know about you guys, but I hope you'll consider doing that too and just kind of letting the stress go and trying to find a little bit of normalcy in your life. Well, tonight, what I'm going to make is I'm going to make this little box. I designed it this morning, and I am going to do another PDF, so you guys have a PDF that you can download. I'll be posting that over in our Facebook group. And I'll also, I really don't have to put the measurements for how I'm going to upholster it because I'm using dies for this. So it'll be pretty easy for you guys to do it if you have our dies. And if not, I guess I could put the measurements, because if you don't have the dies, you could cut these too. So why don't we take a look at the overhead, and I will show you what I'm going to be doing here. So here, what I have is I have my score pal. I have the big one. I actually picked up, we had these in our brick and mortar store, and we had a couple of them left. So I picked up one of these. The new score pal has like every single little spot has a notch, so you can really get down to some really fine details with it. So I thought it was time to get one of these. So I picked one of these up, and I think you can find them at your local craft store, your local stamping and scrapbooking store. You can find them at Simon Says Stamp and some of the other big online stores. And probably even some of the big box stores might have them. I'm not sure about that though. So this is the Score Pal eighths. So every 1/8 of an inch is notched. Now you can use the other one though too, because these measurements are really basic. So what I have here is I have 2 pieces of cardstock. I'm not going to be using them both, but I wanted to show you that you can actually get 2 of these little gift baskets out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So what I did was I cut my first piece to measure 7 inches. So I cut that, first I cut the cardstock in half, and then I cut the one piece 7 inches by 5 1/4. And then I cut the other one the same way, 5 1/4 by 7 inches. This way I can make 2 of these with 1 sheet of cardstock. And there is a little bit hanging off the edge, so I cut one of those off and I just made it a 1/2 inch strip. And I'm going to be using this for a handle. Okay, so we have our piece of cardstock. This is our red velvet cardstock. Well, if you don't know why you always run off course with the scoring board, I can tell you what I think it is if you've had that problem. So what I think happens is a lot of times when people are scoring, they press their paper up to the top of the scoring board. And then they try to get their scoring tool in there, but it's not really down into a notch. So what I do is I make sure that my cardstock is pressed over to this side, but I give it lots of room up at the top. So if I want to score at 3 1/4 inches, I can drop my score tool down into that notch, and then I can start scoring, and I already know I'm in that notch. So that's one of the ways that I get good results with my Score Pal. Okay, so we have this 4¼ by 7" piece, and I'm going to do my first score line at 3¼ inches. And I like to do it, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times with the very heavy cardstock, just to make sure I have a nice deep score line. So that's my first score line. Then I'm going to score it at 3¾ inch. So I'm giving myself a ½ inch in the center, like that. And then this is going to end up being the same size as this. Okay? So 3¼ 3¾ Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to score it at a ½ inch. You can see I have my paper down, pressed up to the side, but not all the way up to the top. So that allows me to get my tool in there. So I'm doing at 1/2 inch and then 4¾ inch. And that is it for scoring. Super easy. Okay, so I'm going to get my Tim Holtz scissors, and I'm going to do just a couple of cuts here. I scored it at 4¾ inches. So ½ inch, 4¾ inches. This way I scored it at 3¼ and 3¾ Okay, and like I said, I'm going to put a template up, so you're going to have the template for this. Now I'm going to cut on these 2 lines right here, right like this. And basically that's just going to make a little flap there. See that? And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So this is going to be a fun little gift card holder. We do a lot of gift cards for the holidays. I think it's easy, especially with, you know, the young people. They really don't necessarily love our taste in things. And gift cards are the same as cash. So they get to buy stuff that they really like. And but, you know, a gift card is just so boring to hand them. So by making these cute little decorative boxes, I think it makes it more fun. All right, so I'm going to get my Score Pal out of the way. And then I'm going to do some die cutting. So let me get my die cutting machine here. So I have the Spellbinders Platinum machine. I'm going to get my plates. And now I'm going to cut some panels to upholster this. Now, of course, you can make your own pattern paper with some of the really fun stamp sets that we have. You can use the new Sparkle and Shine kit, the upholstered, the holiday tapestry one, to do a big, you know, panel and gold emboss it and make it really fancy. But these little boxes are a great way to use up pattern paper that's been in your collection for a while. So I'm going to use this pattern paper pack. This is the Gina K Designs Winter Whimsy. We've had this one for years and years and years, and it's still really popular. I love it. It's got some really beautiful, simple patterns in it that are great for any time of the year, right? You can mix and match the different patterns. And I love that the patterns are delicate. They're not big, so they're perfect for card making. But then it's got some fun Christmas trees. It's got some really pretty snowflakes. It's got this, which I think is adorable. And then there is a snowman one in here. And let me find that one, because that's the one I was really hoping to use tonight. So let me see if I can find it. If not, I might have to use something different. Oh, here it is. Look at how cute these little snowmen are. Aren't they adorable? And they're tiny. So again, this is great for card making. So you could make a gift card holder, and then you could also make a coordinating card to match. This way you don't have to just stick the gift card into the greeting card. You could make a greeting card and then hand them this little box as a gift. So I'm going to use this one tonight. And I'm going to use, the dies that I'm going to use are the, let me find them here. So A lot of you already have these dies. These are our double stitched and single stitched rectangles. For storage pockets, for the 6x6 paper packs, I use the same one as our large stamp pockets. And I'll show you, I have one close by here. This is the way I store my pattern paper, in these large stamp pockets. Now, they've been back ordered at the manufacturer for quite some time, so we're out of stock, but we're getting more in. And I just cut a big piece of cardstock and I attach the front sheet, and then I keep all the pattern papers in the back. And it's a real nice way to store your pattern papers, because you can even store your books this way. If you have the little 6x6 books, you can slip those in there and just put the cover sheet on the front. This way, when you have scraps, they're not just all over the place. You can keep them with the pack. Okay, so that's my little trick there. Okay, so these are our single stitched and double stitched rectangles. These are actually two separate die sets, and I just had some extra magnets, so I put them together since I use them together a lot. And I'm going to use the double stitched ones to cut out the snowmen, and I'm going to use the single stitched ones to cut out a layering piece. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to get this pretty close to the edge. And I'm also going to keep it off to the one side. I'm going to keep it off to this side. This way I could use this strip to make a matching card. Okay. So let's cut that. It's going to crunch. That really crunched. Now I could turn it a little bit and it wouldn't crunch, but I don't want my patterns to be crooked. So there's my first little pattern. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing up here. Again, keeping it off to the side because I want to be able to use this strip for a card later if I want to make one. And I think that's just fun to coordinate your card and your little gift card holder. It does make it a little more special. Okay, ooh. Here we go. Okie dokie. So now, because I have coordinating paper here, I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to pick a simple pattern, like maybe these snowflakes, or maybe just this soft swirl design. What do you guys think? You're not even going to see this, so, but just in case they peek in, maybe I'll just use this nice little gingham look here. Okay, so I'm going to cut one more using this. And then I could actually use the rest of this for my card as well, if I wanted to do a coordinating card. Okay. Maybe we'll do that at the end if we have time. We'll see. Okay. So now I have that piece. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a few black pieces to layer. So I don't want to use the double stitched one anymore. I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to use the coordinating single stitched one. And this one will fit. I'm going to put it right in the middle. This way I could actually use the outline part for a card if I want, for a layer. So I'm going to cut 3 of these. So there's one. I'm really doing a little die cutting here, that's for sure. Now, if you want to see how easy it is, if you turn it just a little bit like that on your die cutting machine, no cracking, it glides right through really easily. Just that little turn of your die makes a difference. But I don't always do it when I'm cutting something out that has a pattern, because unless I tape it down, I'm too afraid that I'm going to go crooked. But for this, I can do it again. Just put it on an angle and go through really easily. All right. So now I have 3 of those to match my 3 panels that I have down here. And now I'm going to cut some strips. So I have some white cardstock here, and I am going to use, I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, but these are our fancy border dies. I think that's what they're called. Oh my goodness, Tom, I don't know if you have a way to check, but These are our border dies. We don't have very many border dies. These are the ones that I use. So I am going to use this small one here, and I am going to cut, let's see, I'm going to cut a couple of these. So I'm going to put it off to the side. Whenever you have a detailed die, if you put it off to one side or the other side, they tend to cut a little better. I don't know why that is. Probably because all of our plates warp a little bit. Even if they're not completely warped, they warp a little bit, so they're a little higher in the center. But let's get this out. I would just, yeah, that's what they're called. Okay, Tom just checked. And they are called the fancy borders dies. Okay, so I'm just going to poke the last little things out of there, and you can see, isn't that a cute little border? I love that. Yeah, I could do that. Yep, you could definitely run a bone folder over your die cut piece if there's any little lines that get in the way. Okay, you know what's really cute too? I know this is crazy talk, but you see the little hearts that come out of here? I mean, seriously, if you wanted to, you could just, you know, save all of those in a little baggie, and when you had enough, you could make a shaker card out of it. I know that's crazy talk for some of you, but for some of you, that's a good idea. For me, it is. Okay, I'm just going to clean out the die here because it's got a lot of little pieces in it. And this is the part of the edited video that I would fast forward and you wouldn't see this mess happening. But see how cute all the little hearts are? Do you see them falling all over? They really would make cute inside of a shaker card, wouldn't they? Oh, yeah, I'm crazy. But if you cut our glitter cardstock like that, boy, those would be pretty hearts. Okay, so I'm going to cut a second one. Definitely need a second one. And I'm going to be real aggressive here, and I'm going to cut a third one just in case I get to the card. If I have time to make a card after this, I want to make sure that I don't have to start cutting pieces from scratch. So I'm poking here. I know there's a tool that does this, and some of you are probably telling me that right now. But I don't have that tool. All right, here we go. And then you can always just run your finger across too, and a lot of those little things will come out, but these little tiny ones, they definitely need to be poked out. Okay, this is going to be so cute. I'm so excited. All right, so let me cut one more. I know that still has stuff in the little holes, but hopefully this is a strong enough die that even with stuff still in the holes, it will cut. We'll see. Okay. All right, we'll take this out. And I'm not going to worry about cleaning out this die now. You don't have to watch me do that. I'll just put it off to the side. And I'll just poke these little holes out here. Okay, so now I've got 3 strips. 2 I'm definitely going to use for my little gift card holder bag. And if I have time, I will use it for a card. Now, one thing I want to show you is if you redesign this gift card holder, you can layer these 2 together, and you could make that a very, very fancy little handle that would go over the top of the gift bag that I'm going to make. I tried doing that, but I made it the wide orientation, but you could make it skinny and tall instead, and that would be a really cute little handle. And I didn't really have enough time to figure out all the measurements, so I didn't want to kind of come here tonight and not be prepared. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out a couple snowflakes, and this is the snowflake trio. I'm going to cut 2 big snowflakes out. And if you have a delicate die like this that has lots of intricate parts, you can always put it blade side up underneath your cardstock, and sometimes they cut better that way. Now, I haven't had any trouble cutting any of these dies, but I know sometimes people struggle based on if they have an old die cutting machine, or they just, see that really flew right out. So that's just a little hint that might make it a little bit easier, but these cut really nicely. So let me pull this out. There we go. You can see how pretty that is. I love that. And it's a set of 3. That was in the Sparkle and Shine kit, but we're getting more of those in, and all the kit stamps and dies and should be available, you know, pretty soon. In time for that kind of feeling of, I mean, I like really making the bulk of my Christmas stuff over Thanksgiving weekend. So we definitely should have everything in by then. Okay, so let's cut again. Ooh. Yeah, these dies cut really nicely. You can see everything just falls right out. So I'm cutting 2 just because I want one for my card in case I make it. Or you never know, I might decide to change up the design here. But there we go. You can see nice, no scruffy edges or anything. Okay. Yes, I've heard that dryer sheet tip. One thing that I learned from the die manufacturer is to never put waxed paper or wax paper in your dies. They say ultimately it might make the die cut piece fall out, but it will dull your blades much more quickly. Oh, you know what? I want to cut out one more thing. I don't know what I'm doing here. I want to cut out a tag because I need a tag for my my gift basket. So this was the tag trio. I'm going to use this tiny one, and I'm going to cut a little white tag out. Let's just cut some of this excess off of here. And then I'm going to cut a little stitched tag. I don't know about dryer sheets. I don't think dryer sheets would do that because they're not really waxy, so they're not going to gunk up the die. But just that was something I asked my die manufacturer about, and they said, no, don't do the wax paper thing. We've heard of that, but don't do it. Okay, so there's my little tag. Whew, that was a lot of die cutting. And I don't even know if I'm done yet, but I'm done enough for now. Okay, let's get this out of the way. And let's get to making a card. Now, we got to clean up all this mess first. So what I like to do is, have you ever gone to a fancy restaurant and the guy comes over with the special knife and he gets all the crumbs off of your, from all your bread? I did that once. I'll tell you, if you go to a restaurant like that, it's not an every week thing. The restaurants that I can afford, you stay with your crumbs the whole time. Okay, so now I'm going to, it's true. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble these pieces together. Yes, a crummer. Oh, yeah, you know, everyone, like once in your lifetime, like on your 25th wedding anniversary, or, you know, when you accomplish, when you retire or something like that, you should go to a restaurant where they use a crummer and get rid of the crumbs. It's very fancy. Okay, so I'm putting these pieces together, and I still don't have any tape refills because they're out at ThermoWeb, but they told me that they are coming in soon, so I can't wait because we have a big order of those waiting, and that was very crooked. So let me try that again. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then I'm going to do this one. These are just so pretty, these patterns. I love to have a little bit of blue in my holiday card making. Do you see what I did? I cut the wrong size. Huh. Okay, well, let's see what else we got. I thought I had one more cut somewhere, but I have to get the die cutting machine out. Well, this is the beauty of live television here. Okay, there we go. One more piece luckily, I still have some left of that one. And this one has to be the double stitched one. I'm not actually going to throw that single stitched one away though, because I can use that when I don't need to border it. So I don't like to throw those kinds of pieces away. Although I do have a little tape on there, but I could cut a border to match that one. So I think I'll do that. Okay, there we go. So I don't know if I told you guys, but like, I'm not a very sophisticated person. I didn't grow up in a sophisticated family. And frankly, neither did Tom. And when I say sophisticated, we had wonderful families, but we didn't go to very fancy restaurants when we were kids. I mean, honestly, I remember how excited I was when we would get to go to Arby's, or we would get to go to Gino's. Remember Gino's? Gino's Kentucky Fried Chicken? That was back, I'm dating myself, but some of you probably know about that. And when Tom and I first got married, we went out to a very, very fancy dinner at the Sands in Atlantic City, the Sands Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. And we got done eating our salads, and then the guy brought over this little cup that had like ice cream in it. It was like sherbet, you know, it was really very nice. But we we just sat there and looked at each other and we're like, what the heck is this? So the guy came back. We didn't touch it. And the guy came back and we said, excuse me, I think you might have mixed up our order with somebody else's order, because you served us dessert, but we haven't had our entree yet. And the guy said, oh, ma'am, sir, that is sorbet to cleanse the palate. And well, needless to say, we went, oh, okay. And he walked away and we died laughing at our stupidity. But it was very fun just the same. That's, you know, you live and learn, right? So now I'll never forget sorbet to cleanse the palate. Okay, so now I'm going to attach these pieces on. And remember, we're going to fold away from those divots, right? So I'm just going to give it a little fold now, just so that I know where, you know, where the lines are. And then I'm going to place one on this side here. Oh, I love it. And then I'm going to place one on the other side here. Sorbet to cleanse the palate. That's so funny. I mean, it was great. The sorbet was great. Tom and I thought we were having dessert. Oh, I love it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these borders and I'm going to put the border right at the top. It's going to hang over the edge a little bit on both sides, and that's okay. And let's see, I'm going to use just a scrap piece of paper here. This really isn't a scrap, but imagine it was a scrap. It's a little too nice to be a scrap, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't want to get tape on my $2 mat. Okay, so now I'm going to put this up here at the top, and I want to, before I press it down, I want to make sure that I've got it like right up there at the top. Okay, I do, and then I'm going to push it down. That looks good. It's a little bit off on this side, but I can move it still because this is Thermoweb tape, which is the same tape as they do for my Gina K Designs tape runners, and it's very forgiving. So you have a minute to move things. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. See, I see a lot of my people out there. You're all laughing. You all understand. You're my people. Okay, and now we're going to do that. Okay, I think I saw Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Heidi's here, and I saw her laugh and say Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut was a big night out for you guys. See, Heidi, I'm from Philadelphia, so we didn't eat Pizza Hut. I never ate Pizza Hut until I moved out to the Midwest because we had, you know, we had pizza. Oh, my goodness, my phone.
Just a sec.
Sorry, I must have said something that sounded like Siri. All right, so now I'm going to get a paper cutter here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to butt this up right against the side here to make sure that this red part is up against the blade. Yeah, I love Pizza Hut. Don't get me wrong. It's just that my dad was Italian and parents were Italian from Italy, Italian. So we weren't allowed to have Pizza Hut. We went to Italian pizzerias, but all pizza is good. Food of the gods. All right, and you see, I'm just cutting the ends off. So I just cut those little excess pieces off the side. Pizza Hut. Oh, I love it. I do love it. Okay, now it's time to assemble this box. So I'm going to flip these little ends in, and then before I do that, let me get my score pal again. And I am just going to go right on those same lines, and I'm just going to crease the border. Okay, so that was the 1/2 inch line and the 4 3/4 inch line. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing again. The 1/2 inch line and the 4 3/4 inch line. That'll just make those borders bend nicely with the rest of the box. Okay. So now we can start folding everything. This is so fun. I love making 3D stuff. I forgot how fun it was. We really do. You know, we get into cards, and cards are awesome, of course, but we forget how many fun things we can make as paper crafters. Okay, so these two little flaps are going to go onto the inside, and then this little flap is going to go like that, and then we're going to adhere the little flaps on the side together. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to use terrific tape for this. I've got two sizes here. I've got the 1/8 of an inch and I've got the 1/4 of an inch. Now, before I do that, I'm going to adhere this one on the inside. Okay. Because this one is going to enable me to slip the gift card in there, and it's going to keep it closer to the top. So I'm going to use the skinniest tape, and I'm going to put it right to the very edge. So we're going to take our time and get it right to the very edge, and then we're going to make sure that the gift card still fits. So that should fit. This is an iTunes card. Here's a Starbucks card. Okay. So this is going to work, but we want to do this because we just want to pop that gift card inside the little pocket inside the box. And this way, if you have a gift card, you can put the gift card in there. You can also add a little kind of flat candy bar, like a Kit Kat, or you know, any kind of little, maybe some peppermints in there, anything like that. Okay, we'll do one more. And I love this tape because you can tear it. You don't have to cut it. It's nice. And it's pretty sticky. Okay, so I'm going to burnish that with my finger first. There we go. Maya's going to make brownies because you're hungry from all the food talk. I know. Now I just want to make a pizza when I get done. I found a really good low-carb kind of pizza to make. I bought these low-carb wraps, and they've only got like 3 carbs in each one, and I just do a little olive oil on them, and I pre-bake them so they're nice and crispy. Okay, so remember, you want this sticky part to go toward the bottom, toward that small 1/2 inch fold, and you want to leave it open at the top. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we'll get it right centered. Okay, and this is just kind of the reason why we did it decorative is because we just want it to look cute if somebody looks inside. And see, it's going to fit in there really nicely, nice and tight in there. Okay. And now pick one side. And let's see, I'm going to pick this side over here. Should I do this side? No, let's do it this way. We'll put the tape on the same side as we put the insert. This way, when it's all finished off, this will be the front of the box where the flaps are neater. And if you look down into the front of the box, you'll be able to see that little pocket in there. Okay, so we're going to put the flaps right on the opposite side of this, on the outside. Okay, all right. And I'm going to use the the 1/4-inch tape. I'm bad with math. Okay. And I want to make sure that I have enough tape. So I'm going to go very close to the bottom and close to the edge. And I'm going to go all the way up to the top. And then I can trim that off. It's okay if you go a little over. I feel like that's what I say every night that I do a live. It's okay if we go a little bit over. Okay. Here we go. So I'm burnishing that, and then I'm going to get my scissors. Let me find my sticky scissors. Here they are. I have to pull them apart because they're so sticky. This is my exercise. All right. So yeah, so I make these little low carb tortillas, little wraps, and then it's nice because then after you put them in the oven and you get them all nice and crispy, then you pull them out and you add some sauce and some cheese and put them back in and bake them. And you've got a little crispy crust that's only 3 carbs for the whole little pizza. Well, the sauce is carbs, but I count carbs for my diabetes. So it's a great way for me to eat pizza. All right. So now I'm going to peel these off. This is always the scary part. Peeling these off and trying to get the box to go together while you're working on one side, not sticking the other side to the wrong spot. Y'all know what I mean, right? Okay, so we're going to fold these flaps in and then these flaps down. And then make sure that it lines up at the top, okay? So let's do one side at a time. We're going to make sure it lines up at the top. And then we're going to, really smash that down. And then we'll do the other side the same way. And we want the top to be nice and neat right up there. Okay. All right. So there is our cute little box with the insert. We can put a little gift card in there. And put a couple of them in there if you wanted. Could fill them all up. Okay, so now it's time to put a handle on here. So I cut that red strip that was just laying off the edge, and let me see how big it is. I've got a ruler here. I've got my Score Pal. Let me use my Score Pal to measure it. So this is an 8.5-inch strip. This is what I cut off. Oh, people want to see my Tom just went to the kitchen and brought my low carb. Okay, let me show you what they are. These are Mission Carb Balance. They're flour tortillas, 4 grams of net carbs. I said 3, but 4 grams of net carbs. And here's the killer. 19 grams of carb, but 15 grams of fiber. So get ready for that. Make sure you make a toilet paper run. 15 grams of fiber. But hey, if you want to get a lot of fiber eating pizza, this is a great way to do it. So I just take one of those and stick them right on a pizza stone with a little olive oil. They get nice and crispy. Put my sauce, my cheese, my spices, bake it until the cheese turns brown, and it's delicious.
Run one through the laminator.
Is that your suggestion?
Yeah.
Tom just said, why don't you just run one through the laminator? Thank you for bringing those out. Okay, so now we have our cute little box, and now I'm going to just put a little tape right on the end of that strip. Zoom in a little bit so you're not, looking at me from the nosebleed section. All right, so I got a little bit of tape right on the edge there, and I'm just going to insert that right in there and just, press on it real well so that it's kind of sticking. And then I'm going to add a little tape to this side, same way, and I'm going to stick that into this side real well. Now you could stop there, but I mean, that would certainly hold. It would hold with no problem. But if you want, and you want to be more aggressive, you can use your craft pick, and you can just be very careful here. Don't get your finger on the other side of this. You can do a little hole here. And then you probably have 10,000 packs of brads that you haven't used in the last 6 years. So here you can use 2 of them. Oh, gosh. Okay. You're going to call Domino's? Domino's is good pizza, too. I like all pizza. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop that little brad in there, and it's hard to spread it apart, but you can do it. Okay, I put a little brad in that side, and then I'm going to put a little brad in this side. Again, I'm going to try not to make an ER trip tonight. Oh, there's the kitty. Okay, and one more brad in there. See how kind of cute that looks? It just finishes it off. And this way, if you put something heavy in here, you don't have to worry that the handle is gonna come apart, even though the tape is strong and considering a gift card is so light. But for extra security now, and using up those brads. Okay, so now we have some brads that are all used up. Now, I'm gonna put one of those snowflakes here on the outside, just to decorate it a little bit. I'm just going to add a little bit of tape to it and pop that right on the outside of the box. And I really feel like I should decorate these brads with some glitter. Boy, did I not put that? Look at how crooked that is. I'm going to move that. There, I want to move it more to the center. Okay. Now, if you have jumbo brads, you could stick a jumbo brad in there if you want, but I'm going to do some rhinestones on this. Okay. And I've got to put one big one in the center. So we'll put a lot of Connect glue in there, and we'll put one of these big ones in the center to glitz that up. And then we can put tiny ones. There's all different sizes in here. So I think what I'll do is I'll put tiny ones like right on here. They're not really super tiny, but I'll put them right on the snowflake legs. We had a snowflake leg conversation on one of our other lives, and I found out that snowflakes only have 6 legs and not 8 legs. But all the snowflakes that I have in my collection, and every snowflake that I've seen out there, not everyone, but a lot of them, have 8 legs. So I apologize for having very leggy snowflakes in my collection if that bothers you and you need your snowflakes anatomically correct. Oh, I feel goofy tonight. Okay. And I'm dying for pizza. And I know you guys are all dying for pizza too. Unless you don't like pizza. Okay, so there is a little bit of glitz and glitter on that. You know, I would show you, you know how easy it is for me to pick up Mishi, Rena's dog? She just, you know, lets you pick him up. And Kitty doesn't like to be picked up. She just does not like it at all. In fact, I have never realized that when a cat does not want to be picked up and you try to pick it up, it goes from this tiny little kitten to something that's 9 feet long because its claws can stay on the ground and you can pick it up like 10 feet in the air and it doesn't let go. It's remarkable to see. Okay, so there is my little basket. And now let's make a little tag that we can hang on. Let me get my Misty. I thought I had my Misty out. Guess I don't. There we go. So here's my Misty. And I'm going to put this little tag up here. And we could do a different color tag, but I think I'm just going to do white because that's what I already cut. And I'll decide if I like it later. I can always take it off. And of course, I'm going to use the holiday tapestry, and I'm going to use A Gift for You. I'll put that up here near the top. I'll put it in the middle, and then I'll add a few rhinestones to match. And then, I could stamp this in red. Should I try that? Stamping it in red? Let's try it. We'll use a little bit of red velvet ink. Are you laughing at the fact that there's somebody who doesn't like pizza? I know, but there are people that don't like pizza. And I mean, that's okay. You have to like what you like. Let's do that again. I have a hair in there, and it's my own hair, but it was distracting me. I'm going to use my little ink cube for this, for the second round. Big ink pads are fun, but I'm going to just give it a second little. Where's my Chucky tool? Here it is. Okay. There we go. A Gift for You. And let me get my tidy towel and clean that off, because red ink gets all over everything. Beautiful. Whew, what a night. We actually have our windows open here in Wisconsin, and I saw some of my Minnesota friends had this beautiful weather yesterday, and then it got real cold. I don't know if that's coming here, but that doesn't make me happy. Okay, so I think I'll just hang this. I'm going to put some rhinestones on here as well. I might not have time. Oh, I'll have time to do a card. I can do a fast card. Okay, so we'll do one here. We'll do one over here, and then we'll do one down here. Okay, so we'll do the 3 different sizes. We'll do this one as a medium one. We'll put, I think that's a medium one. Maybe that's not. Nope, we'll put the medium one up here. And then we'll put the giant one down here. There we go. Just a little glitz shimmer. And then we could tie that on with a little bit of baker's twine. I have some old green baker's twine from many moons ago. And let's see here. So I'm going to fold this baker's twine in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half again, just to thicken it up a little bit. And I'm going to bring that loop from the back to the front, like that. And then I'm going to spread the loop out, and I'm going to pull the tails through. That's how you kind of make a tag that's easy to tie on. Then, let's see here. Now I've got to spread it out. It's easy to find it, though, because one side's a loop and the other side are just the 2 plain tails. All right. And so I think I'll wrap this around and try to tie it more in the front. We'll see how that works. So I'm just going to do a simple bow. Try to tie it in the front. We'll see how it works. This way I can have my bow in the front of the tag instead of the back of the tag. It'll work. Pull it a little bit smaller so it's not such a huge bow. And then I will use my good Tim Holtz scissors, the ones that come in their own little bed, and just cut those off. It's kind of cute just hanging there like that, isn't it? Okay, so there we go. A little gift bag for a gift card. We can slip that little Starbucks card in there. You could add a couple little peppermints and candies in there. You can also add a little bit of tissue paper in there to jazz it up some more. And there is a cute little bag. Isn't that fun? I'm sure there's other things you could put in there too. Like, I mean, I have 2 daughters, and I could put a little eyeshadow palette in here because they love stuff like that. You know, and you can adjust the sizes very easily. All you have to do is adjust that first score line, you know, and make it wider on the bottom. And then, you know, maybe cut it a half an inch bigger, and you know, you can have a fatter box that way. So it's pretty easy to adjust. Here's another one I made with the different paper. I hadn't put a snowflake on it yet, but something else. I mean, like for me, I'm diabetic, so instead of somebody giving me candy, you could pick up these cute little healthy blends of nuts and berries and things like that, and something like that will slip right in there. It's not pizza, but it's still a nice little gift, maybe treats for everybody at work. You can do something cute like that. So that is a cute little box. All right, I've got 10 minutes and I think I can do it. I think I can make the coordinating card. So let me grab a piece of cardstock out of my trusty box here so I don't have to cut. So we'll do a red card, okay? And let's see here. We've got some extra pieces. Where'd that little piece go that I flung in frustration? It had the tape on it. I don't even know where that went. All right, I found it. Okay, so we'll keep this little piece. And we're going to use the little snowman left over. Let me find that. Here it is. Okay, now you could cut these out with the Master Layouts die set. But since I'm not exactly sure what's going to fit where, I'm going to start by just trimming this one down to 2 inches because that's about what's left on there. 2 inches by 5 inches. 5 is a good measurement for a card front. And then I will get another piece of black cardstock and I'm going to cut that down to, that almost is, I need a bigger piece. Let me grab a bigger one out of my drawer here. So this one is going to go 5 1/8 of an inch by 2 1/8 of an inch. Okay, that's going to look good together. And then this one, I'm going to be real aggressive here, and I'm going to tape this one down since it already has tape on the back. This is that mistake one that I made. And I'm telling you, this is 100% winging it, okay? So I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to just look at it and judge the cut. So what I would normally do is just measure this piece and then go 1/8 of an inch bigger, but I just kind of free-handed it. And now that it's not straight, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to reposition it so it is straight. There we go. Okay. This is like one of my favorite little card layouts that I do when I need something quick. I always do this little design and it works. It works nicely and it will match nicely. Okay. All right, so I think we should do something kind of cute across. Let's see. Really wanted this in the mix because it's in the basket. So maybe I will just add it right up here. So that's 5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 5 inches just because I want it to match. So what I'm doing here is just to make it look good, I'm looking at these 2 dots. And I am looking where it would be on the blade and on the 5-inch mark so that it looks pretty even on both sides. And that's going to be how I judge it. I'm going to flip it and get that to the 5-inch mark and cut it again. So now I have a 5-inch little border. And get my little scrap piece of paper here that's already tapey. Add some tape on the back of this border. And then I'm going to add this down the side of this little panel, just so that it matches my basket. There we go. Okay. That's kind of cute, right? All right. Now, get all my stuff out of the way. Now I'm going to add this. This is a tent fold card. This is 4¼ inches by 11 inches, scored at 5½ and folded. And I will add this onto my card here. And now I'm going to be really sneaky, and I'm going to just dig in my box of finished up things here. I am almost positive I've got some of the old foil mates already pre-done. So this was from one of our foil mates packs. And I'm not going to foil it. I'm just going to use it as if it was stamped in black. And I'm going to layer it. This is cut out with our double-stitched ovals, and I'm going to layer it onto a single-stitched oval. See, this is why I say when you don't know what to do, just cut out tons of elements so they are ready to go when you are. And then we'll put this piece here. Oh, that covers a lot of the snowmen. I don't know that I want to do that. Do I want to do that? Okay, I do want to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can quickly slide this over even more so that you still see that little row of snowmen. Because if we don't see the upside down ones, that's not the end of the world. But I want to be able to see the ones that are upright. And I want to have an even amount of space on either side. So let's make this the little background for the oval. Okay, we'll get it right in the middle. There we go, so we can still see the snowmen. Okay, and then we will put this little greeting right in the center, because I want this to be the little border, the little box that this sits in. Cute. Cute, cute. Oh, that's not even though. Ugh. Okay. Gotta have it even. It really fits in there nicely. Okay, so we'll grab coming back. I'll be right back. We'll grab, let's see what color this is. We'll grab a red pencil and we'll just color that in a little bit. Just to make sure that that is got a little color on it. And then, with the 2 minutes I have left, I will add a couple of these rhinestones. Glue, here you are. And I'll put one in the center of this flower. I'll just put one. I think one rhinestone will be perfect just to tie it all in together. We'll use a small one and just plop it right in the center there. Okay, so let me push all my stuff away. We have a cute little card and a matching little gift card holder box. Now I wish I'd stamped that in black because that's in black, but it's still really cute together. There we go. Easy peasy. And then once you have the measurements down, you can mass produce these little gift card things and give these to coworkers. Yes, Jeannie, exactly. Give them to coworkers. Maybe for the grown kids when they come over. It's just a nice way to give them something than just a card with a gift card in it. They have a little cute thing that they can open. You can add a little bit of candy in there and stuff that they would like, or for your diabetic friends, don't forget the nuts. All right. So that is that. That was fun, huh? Fun night tonight. So I'll get some pictures taken of these, but you know before I do, I'm going to change out that tag and make it black to match the card. I just feel like it has to all go together. And I'll keep the tag for another project. Join us over at Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. That's our Facebook group. I will be posting high quality pictures in there of these projects so you can see them up close. And then over the next couple of days, just have a little patience with me because I still have to design the template. I just figured it out today. So I will get a template drawn up and it'll be a downloadable PDF that's in the file section in our group over there. And it's free for you. You can print out all the different PDFs I have in there and put them in a little book so you have them at your fingertips whenever you want them. So this was so much fun. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, I'd love you to give this video a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and you'll always know when a video goes live or if I upload a new video. So we talked tonight about, being happy, looking forward to what's coming in life. My quote for tonight is, one of the happiest moments in life is when you can find the courage to let go of what you can't change. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back on Wednesday and I am going to make that little light up card project. So I hope you'll join me then. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. I do love you all so much and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.